Chapter 7 White People. Shortly after the holidays in 2003, I spent 10 hours in the computer room at Mountain View's public library figuring out how to get a driver's license. I Googled every single state to find out their requirements. Each required a green card or a passport. Well, every state but Oregon. All Oregon required was a school ID, a birth certificate, and proof of residency in Oregon. As luck would have it, Karen Williamson, my former coworker at The Voice, who was like a big sister to me, knew someone who lived in Portland, Oregon, Craig Walker, her father-in-law. Even though I'd never met Craig, he allowed me to use his mailing address as proof of residency. Along with a couple of close friends, I had Rich, Pat, and Mary send cards and letters to the Portland address. The most memorable card was from Mary, with a quote from someone named Tommy Lasorda on the cover. The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a person's determination. Inside, Mary wrote, "Jose, I love you, Mom." Mary's son CJ, who was home in Mountain View, volunteered to drive me to Portland for my driving test. He was attending trade school right outside Portland when we made the 7-hour drive in Mary's Jeep, Grand Cherokee. Along the way, CJ and I stopped in Pioneer Square so I could practice parallel parking. There was no failing this test. Weeks prior to my planned trip to Portland, Rich would buy Starbucks and practice driving and parking with me in school parking lots. The goal, he said, is not to make me spill this mocha on my lap. In all those years, I'd gotten closer to my second family. I never introduced Lolo to Rich, Pat, or Mary. Lolo disapproved of me going to the Post. Working in San Francisco was one thing. Working in Washington, D.C. was a whole other thing. In Lolo's mind, I was risking too much. "Indika dapat nandito," Lolo would say. "You are not supposed to be here." "Paano kung nahuli ka?" Lolo would ask. "What if you get caught?" I scored a 71 on the driving test. Passing score was a 70. My driver's license was issued on June 4th, 2003, less than 2 weeks before my internship at the Post began. It would expire on February 3rd, 2011, the exact date of my 30th birthday. This Oregon license would be my only piece of government-issued identification for 8 years, meaning I had 8 years to earn being a citizen. When I look back now, I am stunned that not one person during the entire period wondered if I were doing the right thing. There was a part of me that expected someone, maybe Rich, maybe Mary, to ask, "Are we breaking the law here?" Not once did someone say, "Wait, let's pause. Let's think this through. This may get sticky." Not once. Recently, after meeting some members of my white family, which is what I called the folks from Mountain View High School, a Mexican-American friend asked me why I think all those white people helped me. Was it white guilt? The white savior thing? I laughed out loud. It's neither of those. I told him that even though I know that they're all white, physically that is, I didn't think of them as white people when I was growing up. I associated white people with people who make you feel inferior, people who condescend you, to people who question you or why you are the way you are without acknowledging that you too are a human being with the same needs and wants. I told my friend, I didn't meet the kind of white people you're talking about, the people who put you in your place, until I moved to Washington, D.C.